The Jamesway Corporation, more commonly known as Jamesway, was a chain of discount department stores from 1961 until 1995. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified of my latest videos. Please hit that like button and leave a suggestion or a comment. You might see that in a future video. Thanks for watching, and now back to a regular scheduled program.
Jamesway is gearing up for their big sale. Starting Saturday, you'll save on hundreds of items for your car. Save on all Lee Maxi filters. Get Maxi protection for today's smaller, harder-working engines with a filter that lives up to its name. And save on Ballon Deluxe high or low-back seat cushions. Ballon seat cushions help keep you comfortable all year round. And ask about our will not be undersold policy.
At Jamesway, we care about you.
Jamesway began in 1961 with its first store opened by Herbert Fisher. The company got its name from the town in which the first store was located, Jamestown, New York. The company had locations in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Ohio, Virginia, Delaware, and some other states. It expanded much into the 1960s and 1970s and continued to grow until the 1980s. If you ever shopped at Jamesway, you might have remembered the mint green shopping carts. Being the discount department store that it was, it competed with companies such as Zayre's, Ames, and Bradley's. Jamesway certainly didn't appeal to fashion and brand-conscious kids in the 1980s. Nonetheless, it was a great resource for all other things. You didn't want your parents coming home with any kind of Jamesway clothing for you. Or worse, shoes. Did you buy or did your family buy you a pair of Jamesway sneakers? And it's a safe assumption that they fell under the dreaded May Pops category, which is a shame, of course, because the clothes probably weren't necessarily bad. The shirts just didn't have those little alligators sewn on them. If you haven't heard about this store chain, it's because Jamesway focused their business in the Mid-Atlantic region, selling a wide variety of soft good, hard goods, and home lines merchandise. For those of you who did shop there, some former customers said it was actually very much like Woolco, in that it was a large discount department store that seemingly carried everything under the sun, but it felt newer. During the rapid expansion in the 70s and 80s, the department store would acquire many properties from then defunct discount stores such as Two Guys, Woolco, and King's. Problems with the company began in the 1990s. Jamesway number 20, located in Monroe, New York, was destroyed by a major fire on April 29, 1990. By 1991, Jamesway had grown to 120 units with sales of over $855 million. In April of 1991, in an effort to strengthen its financial position, the company secured a $40 million refinancing agreement and closed 11 unprofitable stores. In January of 1993, Jamesway rolled out a new store format and planned to completely remodel the 127-store chain within the following 3 years. The remodel would include completely redoing 30 stores in 1993. The remodeling efforts included better lighting, store layouts, and signage improvements throughout the store. On July 19, 1993, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Before the filing, the chain had sales of $1 billion and 7,400 employees. In January of 1993, Jamesway closed 13 stores. In December of 1993, Jamesway announced it would close 14 stores and remodel 11 stores as part of the plan to pull the company out of bankruptcy. Jamesway closed 10 more stores in 1994, leaving the chain with 90 stores remaining. Jamesway faced competition from other large chains such as Ames, Bradley's, Caldor, and Hills, which started to open up new stores in areas where Jamesway stores were already located. Speaking of Jamesway's competitors, be sure to watch my other videos that I have made. Thanks! The chain emerged from bankruptcy in January of 1995. The company put itself up for sale in May of that year. At the time it put itself up for sale, the company had 5,900 employees. Jamesway filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for a second time in October of 1995 after it had emerged from its nearly 2-year-long bankruptcy. Just days before its filing, the company laid off 3% of its workforce. The company decided it would close all of its remaining stores, and liquidation sales began immediately, running from October to December of 1995.
What happened?
It is believed that its continued weak sales, along with operating losses and constricted trade credit, contributed to its bankruptcy. During that time, Walmart had begun to open new stores, replacing many Jamesway stores, making Jamesway fate inescapable. Ames purchased 11 former Jamesway stores and reopened them as Ames stores, but Ames declared bankruptcy in 2001 with a similar reason to Jamesway, and eventually closed all of their stores the following year.
Hey, if you just watched my video, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions.